Okay, welcome. I hope everyone enjoyed the break. I enjoyed this morning already in the park and walking around. Oh yeah, sorry. Walking around, came a sentence to me. The design of the city here is like poetry. It's such a fine way how things are combined in balance, and it really makes the senses aware of your surroundings. So, my presentation will be in drawings. Has a long history about. I have to watch the time. A long history about. I always make presentations with how it was, but my life is only in drawings. So one moment I decided, okay, I give a presentation, do it in drawings. So this is my light bulb. It's all about light. And then to the next page. I try to write it well, my title. There's one mistake. There's one mistake. That's here. I'm sorry for that. And it was happened yesterday, the fest day of here in Seoul in Korea. But I love drawings, so you can understand. I love this kind of drawing your language. It's beautiful to write this down and to make all these lines. I can't speak it till now. I will try it next time. Okay. So, light is life, light is joy, and light is fun. I was very happy, and thank you for inviting me. Gerard Philips, one of the founders of the Philips factory, he said this 100 years ago, light is life, light is joy, and light is festivity. And because the title was fun here, I make fun of that. But what is that? Light is life, light is joy, and light is fun. What is light is life? Actually is this. We all need the sun, and with the sun, life is growing. And you will see already, it's very important that people are smiling. I think the condition of smiling, the condition of feeling happy, is one of the best conditions to connect people and to have a life. Of course, sometimes we're not smiling. I will come back later to that. Okay, so we have light is life. What have we done? Light is joy, of course. And this is a very important picture. You have joy when you are together around the fire. There's a very famous story of Anton Chekhov, very small one. And he was a doctor in Russia, and he traveled around. And when he traveled around, he thought he was in the taiga, so in the woods, and far away he saw a little fire. And then at that time, he saw there were gypsies around that. And as a doctor, you couldn't go around that fire. But he did it well, and he had one of his best nights in his life. A two-page story, but to have together the joy of a fire, of a light. In every culture, this kind of joy is very important. You enjoy the little fire. You can do it. Go with a group outside, put somewhere a fire sitting around. You are enjoying it. Next time, and that's also, we come a little bit to light art already, and to fun. And that's one thing I've always found very important. Art is not only serious, art is also fun. And actually, this is what fun is, what you're doing when you have fun with light. People who know Plato recognize the cave experience. Someone has a light, you're standing for it, and you make... And then I can't have the microphone here. But then you make a shadow, and playing with the shadow, you see that everywhere. And important, this actually is a very simple drawing, but you see no sensor here. We have a lot in light festivals. We're talking about sensors and that kind of things, interaction. But people can make their own shadows already by this. This is already an interactive light work. I'm not an artist, but it's just a conception of a thing. So light is life, light is joy, light is fun. And then I came to glow. First of that, I will show you a very short movie for last glow, last year. And now's the question, have I to put once more? I think so. Yeah, there we are. Thank you. And what you saw, of course, you saw a lot of light projects, but the most important lights are the people. People are lights of themselves. They love to each other, they connect each other. And when you make a festival, I always said, I learned that from I'm in a far, far, far past. I was a theater director, and I was in Berlin at the Deutsche Theater. And the famous director, Thomas Langer, told me, you only make for 80%. 20% is for the people. The people who come to the festival and who connect all the artworks together. That's why we find it very important to show people. Just some facts. I learned that you have to do that. So that's me, Ronald Ramakers. I'm always show myself as yellow, but people said I'm mostly a red-headed person, very attentive. But I think, no. And yellow is creative. So I'm the director of GLOW Eindhoven, now about 10 years. GLOW is very important. It's a free urban festival, and it's free. Everyone has access to the festival. I come back on that later too. It's 8 days. We have about approximately 750,000 people in the cities. In the city streets. I can tell you every day after 10 years, feeling the first day, the people come in the city, you feel the energy of people. And then next year, the 20th edition. And if you want to find all our projects and work, please go www.eindhoven.nl. I don't want to show any pictures more of our projects because I want to tell you about why we do GLOW. What is our mission? What is our vision about GLOW? And that's very important. Before you start something, you have to have a story. And our story is like this. This is my point, far away. Sometimes I have to walk, especially put my sneakers on to walk. But you have a point in the far away to go to. And what we say at GLOW is, or vision of course, is light art for everyone. And that sounds very simple. But that's the work. To work, find light art. Because art is something different than light entertainment. I'm in time, I see. That's curious. I don't know, when you stay here, you see a watch here walking by, but it's not interesting. Okay, light art for everyone. And art is something, what responsibilities for art and for the art festival. When you're in ordinary life, you live, you go to work, you work and you stay up at 7 o'clock. Me, myself, always at 6 o'clock. You go in the night, you go to bed. And then sometimes you need to go to art. And what does an artist do? When you have something in your normal life, you see there's something far away, but you don't see the form of it. An artist make a form from that. And as a visitor, you can make the story between that form or that light work and yourself. Making stories about forms you never know, that is what an artist does. And that's what Light Festival does. And the great thing about Light Festival is that we do that together. So, light art for everyone. So we have to make forms who are accessible for everyone. Then, of course, when you have a vision, you have a mission. How are we getting to this light art for everyone? That's the question. That's our mission. And I always thought it like a boat. And that's our city, because we make a city festival. And we are together as a community. And somewhere on the ocean, I think, are we reaching that point? No, maybe not. But we are having that goal to go to there. And to go to there, that we make the festival. And what we say, the city makes GLOW. That's a very important one. We started it about 8 years ago with it. And it was very easy to say that. The city makes GLOW. Everyone said, okay, you should have a community. But now, after 7, 8 years, we get understanding what the work is to work with people and to make artwork was really has say to something where people enjoy it, to make it. And when you make things together, you feel happy. The city makes GLOW. So, okay, I make a little changement. I hope I did it correct. I hope that's so, because what is a city? What is a city? A city is, we heard it already, is the canvas. So it's other forms. That's not only a city, but a city is also the community. There are the people. And the next thing, and that's a very important one, the city is an atelier. I think people in a city can make things together. People make in a city things together. And you can activate that. And a light festival is a perfect way to do that. And in the end, once a year, you have the stage and you put the things on that stage. And people said, we have to make that. Or we make that with that artist. Or sometimes you have an artist who makes something. People say, whoa, could I make that next year? So an atelier, that's very important. Keep people making things. Making things is so much more fun than only seeing things, I believe. And the city, of course, a metropole. You are connecting to your surroundings, you're connecting to the world. I mean, I come at Eindhoven. Yeah, we are surrounded for the world by big companies ASML, but a city like Seoul is far more connected to the world than Eindhoven. I have to admit that. And then, of course, it's a sign of time. So you have the horizontal, but you have a vertical. You are part of your time, or part of your history. Don't ignore that. What we always see is we are innovative, and I always said, yeah, that's nice, but we also have a history. And a good example for that is, when I came to Glow, we have a tradition of making lights with light bulbs. It's called the lichtjesgroeten. That's Dutch. And actually, that is a very old-fashioned way of showing lights in the streets. And I asked that, why didn't we have that on Glow? No, he said, that's history. Then I am the wrong person to hear that. Next year, we have the lichtjesgroeten in the festival. And this year, we make a whole concept with people from a neighborhood, and we make a whole concept with the lichtjesgroeten. So this traditional form gets also place in an innovative festival like Glow. Then, of course, you have to need some values. And the values I know will show, everyone said, oh yeah, I know that values, but for us they are important. And what I want to say is actually, we make a very kernel what our purpose is to build a light festival. And the first value is, it should be striking. You should be talking about it. When you remember the movie, there was this little green beam, this big green beam up in the sky. That was a laser with 3 centimeters up. It was hidden somewhere. Nobody could access it because it's a laser used for go-to steel. And we have connected that, of course, with the army and with the airport. And then we get a connection of a German pilot, and he really said, is it coming from above or from under up? So that's a story. He asked, was it external, comes it from outside of space, or who's doing that laser? That is striking, so you should talk about it. The next is, it should be connecting. Now, I already told a lot about connection. I think all the works, we always ask, is it connecting people? And the other question, it should be accessible. And accessible is, of course, light art for everyone, but accessible is also the route we will have. I come back on the route later. And we are in Eindhoven, and it should be innovative. So we're always looking what is new. But to have history back in a light festival who has only new things, that's also innovation. Innovation goes complete different ways. It's not only the future, the past can also be innovation. And this is what we're doing actually in one sentence. Glow, connecting people in the heart. That's a great story. I always discuss with my team. They think, no, leave the heart away. But when I make my presentation, I can say the heart. Because I believe connecting people in the heart by organizing a festival with light art for everyone. This is what we do by Glow. And actually, I could say that was my presentation, but I have a little bit more. Because we work with teams. What I already said, we go over the years. I always believe you have to have lines over years. You don't put a light festival every year on the stage and then next year start again. No, there should be connection in time. When you have connection in time, you can develop all the values. You can develop also your light art for everyone. And you can develop the principle, make the city makes glow. And the teams always are grouped. I love this kind of forms because it gives some rest in thinking. It gives rest for the artist. It gives rest for the team. And what you now see is actually 9 years glow. And what the connection is there, I didn't know the connection before, but I can make them afterwards, I will tell you. So, what we do, we start always every year, so this was back 2016 to 2019, and we started with the source, with light the source. Then we got to move, and it is black and white. When you black and white have, then you get difference, and after the difference we come to living color. And exactly we did the next 3 years. And this is a special year. This was the COVID time. And Evan said, do you have a festival? And we said, yeah, we go on. We talk with the municipal. And we talk with the team. And we invited artists online. And then we make the whole city blue and put 1,000 red balloons in the city. And people could see that outside. And they were allowed to go by bike. And our major was also go by bike to the city to see the red balloons in the blue light. Connecting the dots. So you're starting again with a point. Then you go to the next, move by light. You are moving by light. This is the team. And then in the end, the team was Urban Skin, the whole city. Then last year was the beat. Again, our heart is beating. Then the stream this year, it's floating out. And what you see, we give that also to the artists, we said, and also for our marketing, it's very important to have these teams. The stream is streaming out. And then we couldn't resist. We do a very opportune team for 2025, and that's the light. So what you see actually in the end, you go from the source to the light. And all these themes are always, in every glow, are inside it, of course. But we only lifted one up, like a Netflix series. You see it, and you have every series have, of course, his theme. But, of course, connecting the dots or the beat or the stream, black and white, they are also inside the storyline of one glow. So this is 9 years glow. And, yeah. It works pretty well, actually, I can tell you. Okay, then this is always people ask me, how do you finance it? The business model. Yeah, we also have a business model. We have a free festival. How do you finance it? And then you said, why the route? That's a strategy. A route is a strategy, and it depends. It's very important for a business model. The route brings people together. In a route, people see each other all the time. We have 1 year, that was the second COVID year. We couldn't do it in a route. And people are confused and getting outside and don't notice each other anymore. So we started with a route. Along the route of yours, of course, you have companies. Along the route, you have neighborhoods. So after that, we have the next thing. Of course, when you have a route, we need... I put the Korean value. Or what I will say, this is everything hand-drawn, not with IE. I don't believe it. Okay, then you have, we have investment, we have public investment and we have private investment. And they both are about 50%. That's a very important thing. When you have 50% public and 50% private, yeah, a lot of people from the government. But when you have private money, you can say, yeah, the private parties, they don't want it that way. And versa, when you have other sides, you said to the private part, no, the government don't want that. So it makes you, as a festival, very strategic and tactic in a way to make decisions. On the other hand, it gives also responsibility to private companies and responsibility to the public monies. And what we also do, we have insight. It's very important what we do for the city, but for the government, we also do outside the marketing. So we have an inside direction, an outside direction. And Glow is really used as a marketing tool. It's even so that the province we are in, they always use our photos, but they don't give money. I will sit there in 2 weeks. Okay. And what happened then? Of course, with this money, we make a light artwork. And then you have a happy artist. You always have a happy artist. Well, we get a lot of people who want to do something with glow. There's always a happy artist. And then you have a route with happy artists. And very important, you should always have a not happy artist. I always said, when you don't have a not happy artist, you don't have a good festival. A festival needs, in this 20%, needs some energy who's not working, and you always have to solve that. And that's the good thing about a festival is you have to solve your problems and you have to make stories. So the not happy artist is very important for me, and I always can tell upfront 2 months before what the unhappy artist will be. Now, okay, jokes aside. Okay, then you have happy people along the route. That's very important. So we are talking about the business model. What are we doing with the money? Then, of course, you have happy people at the government. You have happy people at the companies. So actually what we do, I try to make a smile here, you see, in the route. Yeah, I have to explain that. So that's why I'm not an artist. An artist shouldn't explain that. You should immediately. Okay, but what we do is actually, we have a route. We have money. Private, public, we make light art and we make happy people. And you see him, here, he, she is, the not happy artist. So actually what we do, we make from money, happy people. Oh, sorry, this is going to recap. Yeah, I can make it. And that's very important, to make happy people in a city, because happy people are connecting. And that's also, and we really, companies, it's very important in Eindhoven. We need people for work. We need people to be happy in the city. And that's also what the government wants. So this has both sides. Make from I have 5 minutes? Okay. Yes, oh, I can't make the story. I always, when I'm talking, someone's tell to me, I have to stop. So when someone's standing there, I think, okay, I have to stop. I'm sorry, I wouldn't offend you. Okay. Recap. Life is light, life is joy, life is fun. Light art for everyone. The city makes glow. Striking, accessible, connecting, innovative. And the business model. And then I have something what connect the world. We are starting the worldwide space travelers. We do a children project already 5-7 years, a very big project. And we have now a project, everyone in the world can do it. Of course, we have in Eindhoven, we have the real experience. But you can, with a primary school in Korea, in Seoul, in Busan, you can make it and you can put your work on the worldwide website. And so we're connecting the world. I will show you the video. There it is. Okay. You can join this project. On the site are lessons. They're all for free. You can do it and you can take it if what you want to do it in. It's connecting the world with Glow Children, and you can find it on the Glow site, the Worldwide Space Travelers. And then the last one, I am in time. And that was right. Thank you.